Hello children. You might be wondering what I'm doing out in a lake in my flip-flops with a net. You know, it doesn't look like there might be too many fish around here, but you'll be surprised. This seemingly urban lake is actually full of microfish of many different species, and you can catch them with just your regular pet store fishing net. As you can see right here, this lake is actually full of different microfish. There's a bunch of microfish in here of 4 different species that I was able to see from the top. So let's see if by using the net I could catch all 4 of them. Nothing of value, but I caught 1 eastern mosquito. The eastern mosquito fish is by far the fish I was able to see and catch the most of in this lake. They're one of the most common fish in all of Florida, and you can see hundreds of them just by standing at this one spot. These fish are called eastern mosquito fish because of their diet, mostly eating small aquatic invertebrates including mosquito larvae. Well, that was a good start. I already caught at least 2 leasts. Nice. I got a couple mosquito and 2 least killifish in there. I'll try and take out one of the leasts and then I'll take this out in the editing. This is the least killifish, a very small species of fish that is also very common, and oftentimes you'll see them swimming around next to eastern mosquito fish, although their pattern is a little different. Here's a least killifish in our aquarium with a couple eastern mosquito fish. You can see least killifish is a bit more on the brown side, and also a little bit smaller. The eastern mosquito fish are a bit more on the gray side. Here's a good side view of the least killifish male, showing some of those distinctive patterns. You can see the vertical stripes, but you could also see that black spot on the dorsal fin. But the dorsal fin has orange on it, which is very distinctive. And then the fin on the belly is long and thin shaped. It's not the same shape as the dorsal fin. In females, which I'll show one later, the fin on the belly is the same kind of circular ray shape as the dorsal fin is. Okay. Yep, got a bluefin killifish. I got a bluefin killifish. You gotta see this. That is a bluefin killifish, one of my target species and species number 3, the less common and the larger of the 2 killifish species that live in this lake, with a much more simplistic pattern than the least killifish. As you can see, the pattern is just overall a grayish brown body with a solid black stripe running down the side. Now you may be wondering why they're called bluefin killifish if this individual doesn't have blue fins. And that's because this is a female, but on males, the dorsal fin is bright blue, and the caudal fin is actually red. This is one of the female bluefin killifish that we caught, and she's swimming around by herself right now, but she's also in here with another female bluefin killifish, but also a male least killifish, and you can really see the pattern difference between the 2 species. In most killifish species, the females are larger than the males, so it's a little bit not great of a comparison, but you can see how much bigger the female bluefin killifish are compared to this male least killifish. Now when it comes to the females of both species, their sizes are a little bit closer, although bluefins average slightly larger than least killifish females. You can also see the patterning differences between the two species, as the female least killifish has the black spot on both the top and bottom fin, whereas the fins on the female bluefin killifish are plain and unmarked. You can also see very subtle vertical barring on the least killifish female, although it's not as noticeable as that vertical barring would be on a male.
No way. This right here is the best catch I've made. That this entire recording process. This right here
is the rare swamp darter, a very elusive species of fish. It's not very commonly seen, and surprisingly is actually a member of the perch family. These guys are very well camouflaged as they live down near the surface, down at the bottom, like near all the sand, mud, soil, and algae. But when they're outside of those secluded areas that they normally live in, like you can see through this glass aquarium, you could really see the intricate patterning on these. The swamp darter lives a very different life from most of the other microfish that live in this lake, as instead of swimming around near the top of the water and actively swimming, they squirm at the bottom, almost very eel-like in behavior. And while they normally move very slowly, the word darter is no joke, as when they feel threatened, these guys will take off and swim at a very fast speed away from you. Darters in general just have a very strange shape for a fish, with a very elongated body, large eyes, but a very blunt face. I personally think they look really cute. Some people might think they look weird. So the reason I'm taking this guy out manually and putting it into the lake instead of just dumping it in is that you guys can actually see the very weird way in which it would swim out of my hand. It's free. I caught one eastern mosquito fish and one least killifish with my eyes closed. That just shows you how easy this technique is. While fish were the main target, they weren't the only things we caught. Here you can see this amphipod right here, which is a small crustacean. This individual is in the genus Hyaloa. And then right here is a pygmy grasshopper of some kind, probably in the genus Paratetics, although they could be very hard to identify when they're nymphs like this individual.